See, we often think of this river as being in heaven. And that we die, we have to pass through the river. It does the final cleansing in our life. You know, all of the last things that have to be gone from our life. The things we've held on to, the bitterness and the memories and all of those things. But finally, when we go through that river, they'll be washed away. And that is true. However, while all that is true, it was never God's best that we wait for death to cross the river for all of this to happen. Ezekiel saw this river flowing into the earth out of the house of God. And the Lord, you see, is coming for a church without spot and without wrinkle. A church that has been through that river, lives in that river while here on earth. There is a river in these last days that's going to flow from the house of the Lord. And it says, every person that river touched was healed. And there's a strong Hebrew word which means to be totally made whole. And it says the fish, it touched the fish of the sea, that's the coming harvest. It says every one of them were healed when that river began to flow into the earth. You can imagine this incoming harvest with all of the problems that the people have in the world today and all of the things that this generation has been into. They're going to need that river on the earth long before they ever get to heaven. And this is what Ezekiel, you see, was talking about. He said, wherever the river flowed, it brought life. They shall live. And there was a very great multitude of fish, because these waters shall come here, and they shall be healed. And everything the river touched were healed. There is a river, you see, that is available to us here and now. And, the Lord is coming for a church that has been through that river. Now, this river runs between the two realms, almost earth and heaven. It's just in the entering stages of paradise. It's in the outer court, just where the laver was in the tabernacle, which contained the water. It just as symbolically as crossing Jordan takes us into the promised land. So, going through this river will take us into our promised land here and now in this life. And this river is of divine substance. It's incredible life and power. It's a river of life, And it's an incredible river that flows from the throne of God here into the earth. And then this next move of God, this river is going to flow with such power into this earth that multitudes upon multitudes will not just be swept into the kingdom of God, not just millions of people swept into the kingdom of God, but they'll be healed, they'll be restored, they'll not even have memories of the bad things they've been into. That river will erase it all until he has a bride on this earth without spot and without wrinkle, without any bad memories of the past, without any bitterness, with all hurt is swept away, and they stand as a perfect bride before the Lord. And God will not be satisfied until that is achieved, and he will not come again until that is achieved.